Welcome to That's Vegetarian. I'm your host, Karen Bukolt. Today we are making a dish from my childhood, but an adult version, pizza spread. So my mom used to make it with marinara sauce and mozzarella cheese, just mix it all up on the stove and put it on that good old white toast. Today we're going to use a ciabatta bread and a marinara sauce that I did get at the store. You can make your own. But the marinara sauce that I chose has sugar way down on the list. Be careful of the ones with high fructose corn syrup in them. They just don't taste as good and they're not as good for you. So make sure sugar's low on the list if it's there at all, if you're not going to make your own. We have goat cheese, which is a bit lighter, and creamy, which is just amazing in the marinara sauce. And then we can't forget about putting some garlic on our ciabatta bread and the olive oil in my sprayer to make sure we're keeping it low on the fat, especially since we're using the cheese. The first thing we're going to do is cut the bread. I've been deciding how am I going to cut the bread, how am I going to cut the bread. The answer is I'm going to do it both ways. So first I'm going to slice a chunk here. And with the first piece, I'm going to slice it down the middle. And that leaves me a nice open space in order to put the garlic and the olive oil. What I'm going to do with some other slices is just cut about a ½ inch thick on the ciabatta bread. And then it'll give us these little slices that we can then just put the olive oil and the garlic on and use for dipping once we get the marinara sauce going. I'm going to take the misto, give it a few pumps with my yummy olive oil in there, extra virgin, and just spray. Garlic is optional. Right here I have chopped garlic. You can also use the crushed garlic. You can crush your own garlic. Once again, it's about making it a little bit easier. I'm just going to use a spoon, and I like a lot of garlic. So on some of it I'll put a lot, and then I will leave some without for those people who do not like garlic nearly as much as I do. I chose to go with a tomato and roasted pepper sauce because the roasted pepper complements the goat cheese very well. So I'm going to just shake it up a little bit. It's going to be baked, so in the bottom of my baking dish, just to help prevent any kind of sticking, I'm going to put a little bit of the marinara sauce. And then I'm going to take my goat cheese, always remembering to cut away from yourself. And you can do it one of two ways. You can take and scoop it out. I just have an ice cream scooper here. And what you want to use is about 8 ounces of goat cheese, depending on how big your dish is and how much you want. The other thing that you can do is, if you're not afraid of getting your hands dirty, you can just take the goat cheese and create a nice little ball for yourself. Put it in the middle. And what we'll do is pour our marinara sauce around the goat cheese. Not covering the goat cheese. And then what we're going to do is simply bake this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 25 minutes. The last 10 minutes of it, what we're going to do is put the bread in there so that'll get all nice and toasty and it'll be perfect for dipping. So let's get it in the oven. All right, let's see how our adult pizza spread's going. Oh, it smells good and looks good. So as you can see over here, we already have our bread plated. And so it's just the ciabatta bread that has been sprayed with the olive oil and has some of them have garlic, some of them don't. Let's just plate it. Gotta be careful, it's hot. And as always, We're going to drizzle it with our sal y pimienta, which is an avocado oil. Just right over the goat cheese. Fabulous. Gives a nice little green color to it too. You know what time it is? Oh, the creaminess of the goat cheese is unbelievable. In the marinara. That's vegetarian.